Hi, I'm Ollie. I'm the client director at Words and Pixels. First impressions of Words and Pixels. Well, it was mid-lockdown and the business is about 5 months old. And my first impression was of Nick on Zoom, and that was a pretty lasting impression for about 6 months until I think we finally met in person. My day-to-day at Words and Pixels. So I'm the client director, so I oversee majority of the client work that goes out, mainly from a sort of strategic and creative perspective. We're a startup ourselves, so we all wear quite a few different hats. So I'm still selling in, I'm still talking to journalists every day, building those relationships for the clients and for our agency. The most exciting thing is the opportunity to work with incredible entrepreneurs, incredible startups, and help brands grow through communications and through PR. A lot of these businesses are very young and some a little bit more established, but being able to see the impact of the work that we do on their business and have that sort of tangible output as a result is just as exciting as it was when it started. As a startup ourselves, it's so exciting to see us grow. When I joined, there was 3 of us. There's now 16 of us, with more and more clients and opportunities to work with incredible businesses coming through. So there's a lot to be excited about. I got into PR because I couldn't decide whether I wanted to be a journalist or work in advertising. I went to journalism school originally, and then I tried for an advertising internship. Neither of them quite worked out, and I kind of ended up slap bang in the middle in PR. I've been in PR for about coming up to 14 years. And, I've worked for about 4 agencies full time. I started my career at Freud's, and then I moved over to W Communications, and then at 3 Monkeys. There's a big difference between being permanent and freelance. If you're permanent, you can get a little bit more involved in the business, more involved in the people, build those really solid client relationships. That's a little bit harder when you're freelance because you're usually coming in for a shorter period of time to fix a project or own and run a project independently. I think the main thing about being in-house at a startup is seeing everything from the other side. So there are a lot of internal stakeholders that you don't quite realize when you're working at an agency that need to be managed by that one individual. So my role was global partnerships and communications. I kind of never anticipated that I'd have so much interaction with the sales team, with the operations team, with the sort of wider marketing team. So getting their buy-in and helping them understand exactly what PR does, its role within the business and how it sort of attributes to the success overall of the business was something that was incredibly challenging, but also a really exciting part of being within a startup and helping educate the wider business about exactly what I do and what we do as an industry.